What are the first few steps that I should be taking beforehand, such as saving up money for a down payment and closing costs, etc.? Great question. So usually when it comes to closing costs, it's gonna be like around 2 to 5% of the property value. Usually that's how much you're actually gonna end up actually paying, which is fine. When it comes to a down payment, they allow you to put down around 3.5%. I recommend you put at least 10%, and I recommend actually put at least 20%, right? Because in reality, 20% means you don't have to pay PMI insurance, means private mortgage insurance, means insurance in case you don't pay, and that insurance is not for you, but is actually for the mortgage company. It doesn't help you in any way. Now, when you get into real estate with such a small amount of money, just like 3.5%, barely your closing costs, barely anything, the idea is if things go wrong at some point, you're gonna have issues because you can't afford it. If the roof starts leaking, your tenant turns out that was the worst tenant ever in history and left the apartment completely trashed, you're gonna have a problem. And remember, right, whenever you're gonna have a duplex, the math is still the same. The tenant's money should just be a bonus, icing on the cake, but it should not be used, for example, to justify you buying something you can't afford. Let me explain this, okay? This means, for example, if, by the way, since birth I was sentenced, oh, I can't say that name, but congratulations on actually buying a condo for cash. Tell me more about it. Comment down below, let me know the details here. But the core idea is, right, Elizabeth, what we follow is, when we're gonna buy a property, we put down at least 10 to 20%, right? That's fine. But the rule is we follow the 33% rule on a 15-year mortgage. Meaning, if my name is Elizabeth and I make, for example, $4,000 per month, maybe more, maybe less, doesn't matter. It's just an example. Multiply this number by 0.33. That means when I buy this property, duplex, single family home, it cannot exceed 33% of my monthly income, which in this case is around $1,320. This way, for example, I'm only spending around a third of my income on this property, including the mortgage, the maintenance, the taxes, HOA, all that good stuff, right? That's the goal. So that way, if things do go wrong for me, I'm able to cover it. If, for example, the tenant stops paying, doesn't matter because this math has been done with my numbers. So meaning, if I do buy a property with this math and this budget, and the tenant pays, for example, an extra $500, well, guess what? That's just extra money to the pot, right? But it can't be used to kind of like twist the numbers and bend the numbers, because you can't say like, well, my budget is $1,320, but the tenant is paying, for example, $500. So my real budget is $1,820 because they're gonna pay this. Because in reality, if they do stop paying, if things do get kind of messed up, well, you are going to be in trouble. That's the core idea. So if I were you, to summarize here, I'm gonna save up a minimum of 10% for the down payment. But before I do that, for example, I'm debt free, including student loan debt, credit card debt, personal loan debt. Second, I have 6 months to 3 months worth of emergencies. Third, I'm investing around 10 to 20% of my money towards my retirement. And then with the rest of my extra money, I can then go ahead and use that money towards saving money to actually buy this property. Meaning, if things go super wrong, you have 6 months to figure things out. If things go super wrong, this property is just a third of your income, not half your income. So you're able to just go out there and find a job to actually pay for this property. That's the goal. I don't want you to be, for example, house rich but cash flow poor, because when things go wrong, you're going to be in trouble because you just don't have the cash flow to solve these problems. Hopefully, Elizabeth, that does make sense. And again, guys, sorry we have to restart here. But yeah, things happen. We build it while we fly. Right now, the AC is on, so hopefully it won't have to happen again, and so on.